Well, two things more, I guess. Before the last one, I just want to say, so are you down to come on my show and debate me?
Me? Me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Andy, you.
yeah.
Of
Yeah, I'll
course.
beat the fuck out
It's
of you right
like,
now. Let's go. Fuck you.
oh God.
Actually, you know what? Okay, hang on. Yeah, I will do that. I will. JF, let's do a quick mock-up debate of the porn thing. I'm on porn side. Go.
All right. So today we will be talking about porn. I'm a libertarian. I don't object to people being free to consume porn. What I want to say simply is that porn is a deceptive act. You're deceiving your genes when you consume porn because your brain has evolved to appreciate these women's shapes, but it has evolved to appreciate these women's shapes in the context where they would be available for reproduction. And so I don't claim that we should do a law against porn, but what I'm saying is that, and I think that Andy will fail today at demonstrating that this is false. Anyone who consumes porn is participating to an act of deception with respect to his own brain, an act of deception that fakes the stimuli that are normally associated with reproduction and that fools the brain into thinking that it is engaging in effective reproduction when it is not. And so, if you want to deceive yourself in life, go ahead and listen to porn. Personally, I've done my choice. No porn.
While
Andy?
while you are making a point about the faking the reproductive cycle, you're just it's just a fantasy. There are many benefits to porn. While jerking off to porn, watching every single day can be harmful if you're doing it as like an addiction. There are many reasons that consuming porn can actually help you. For example, let's say you're gonna bang a hot chick. You know you're gonna go out to a club and there's a chick you're gonna meet and you're gonna have sex with her, and you haven't come in like a week. The term is cleaning out the pipes. You want this relationship to work. You want this to work, and if if you fuck her because you haven't fucking came in a week or even months if you're not watching porn. The moment you put your penis inside of her, you're going to blow your load, ruining a chance for a relationship that can continue on to reproduce. Or let's say your wife is sick, tired. Us men have high sex drives. We might go out and cheat. This is a thing that men do. However, if there's porn, you can be like, oh, maybe I should go out. You know, she's been tired for a week, doesn't want to bang. I know she's busy and stressed out. Maybe I'll go out and get a fucking hooker, or maybe I'll fuck Jenny. She's been texting me, or maybe I'll just pop onto porn. Hey honey, relationship saved.
I mean, I don't object to that being used as a tool. However, I would point out that in these cases, you're talking about utility. And I would suggest that masturbating to the simple images of your loved one in your head is a better tool than porn.
What?
Because you will not only have all the benefits that you just named, you will also be working internally in getting emotional attachment to the lady you want to reproduce with. And so, if we're talking just about utility, I think that masturbation while fantasizing in your own brain is more creative and it is more healthy, I believe.
Okay, so we're not okay. Hang on. By the way, Sinead, she's watching. There's no Jenny. There's no fucking. You think who's Jenny in the chat? Sinead. There's no Jenny. Let's see. We're definitely in debate. It's an example. So you're just Okay. Okay. How about this?
Jeff, how does that work? You mean you're masturbating on a bed without a screen? Yeah, Andy.
No, I've done that. I've done the fantasized jerk. Everyone has done the fantasized jerk. It's not okay. So you're not debating the masturbating to thinking of sexual images. You're just talking specifically about consuming an image that is okay. Okay, how about this? What if You've been trying to fucking bang black chicks your entire life. I know most of our audience doesn't go read now. Sorry. So you want black, and then you're like, they never, like, I never hit it off with them, and you want to consume the fantasy of what you want to try. So therefore, you watch some porn to fill it up in your spank bank, as they call it. Spank bank is things that you see or feel or do to collect in your brain. So when you do the fantasy type porn, what if you're a virgin and you jerk off? So you don't have the memory of the fuck.
Well, on that subject, and we'll be closing with a concluding statement since that's a mock debate. But I will say on this last point that porn as a kind of documentary exploration of real sex is very poor. The representation of sex in porn are either not compatible with reality, or if you find a girl that's willing to do what's being done in modern porn, she's essentially also listening to porn, because no one dreams without these images, without the internet. No one comes up with the wicked ideas that is currently being displayed in most porn. And so as a documentary aspect, I would say it's a very poor choice. There are certain types of porn that more closely resemble reality, but even then they are very far from reality. There's lots of makeup involved, there's lots of lighting involved, there's everything that you see in porn will be more perfect or more extreme than your real life. And so I would say, if you have a brain, as someone pointed out in the chat, if you have the 129 IQ brain, you should be able to fantasize and imagine the reality that you wish for yourself and your loved one.
I could fantasize. I remember when I was a child creating one of the best mental fantasies of all time, that I was able to go into it and I would just come just thinking about it. I'm just joking. I have to touch myself. But you know what I mean? I have a good imagination. But once in a blue moon, you're like, I wonder what a fucking Asian bathhouse looks like.
Well, then do like I did. Make yourself friend with Asians who want to suck your dick. Now, for my concluding statement. for my concluding statement, I will say that Andy has failed at addressing my point, which is that porn is inherently deceptive.
No.
In fact, every time that I raise the idea that porn is not representative of reality, he acknowledges it.
Deceptive,
and so Andy recognized
you're right,
it's the concluding statement, Andy.
No,
it's
we're not done the debate. I'm not done with this debate.
Yeah,
you're saying I failed. I'll prove to you. You're saying that it being deceptive to fucking having babies makes porn wrong. That doesn't make it wrong. That just means it's like, oh, I'm eating ice cream. It's not healthy. I'm being deceptive to my stomach because I'm eating ice cream, but you could still enjoy ice cream once in a while.
Ice cream is not deceptive because there's sugar and fat in it.
Yeah,
now let me do my concluding statement, and then you can do yours. I mean, these are the ramblings of someone who's losing the debate and who's losing his nerve and losing his self-control.
Now make me look. I got a 110 IQ, mister, right? I know what I'm talking about here. No, your claim that it's deceptive to people fuck with condoms on, isn't that being deceptive to for reproduction?
Absolutely, and I encourage everyone to leave aside condom sex as soon as they can.
No.
You can use the condom for a first encounter because you don't know the person. Once it's established that you don't have sexual diseases, remove the condom, produce babies, raise those babies.
No, you're saying, so you're saying that humans should only have sex with the intention of having babies.
Yeah. I'm not saying they should. I'm saying it's deceptive if they do other stuff with it.
Okay, but let's say you're in a relationship with someone, you just started, you're like 2 months in, and your career is not established, their career is not established, you don't even know if you're in love with a person, but you want to have sex. I'm sure you're not for making sex illegal, so therefore you should use protection until both of you are like, all right, I'm out of school now, my career started. now we can start planning the future and stop having protected sex. Like, at least be on the pill is my point. Like, you can't have sex to have babies all the time. And I think you have 3 kids and you're done with it, right? You're like, but you're still gonna have sex.
So I will point out that all of these tools that Andy is mentioning, they have all emerged within the last 60 year or so. And so these contraceptive tools, we have not evolved to handle these. And the worries that we have in our brain, we have not evolved to handle that kind of thinking. What you should do is just put your penis in the vagina and let babies pop out of it 9 months later. That's how nature works. And doing anything else is a form of deflection. And it's something that we haven't evolved for. A human being 500 years ago, when they were falling in love and when they were spending their first night, there was the production of a baby. That's how we evolved. We didn't evolve to think about our career or to think about, oh, will I have enough money? Anyone who's working at McDonald's today is living a higher lifestyle, a higher quality lifestyle than the ensemble of its ancestors. Literally, the person who's working at McDo today is richer than the ensemble of all ancestors who all fucked on the first night and they all produced babies on the first night. It didn't keep us from surviving on this earth. We can keep doing it.
So
Fuck
what you're
the
saying
vagina.
is there's going to be 2 people who are in a relationship for like a month who are probably really shitty for each other, but they're in the honeymoon phase. You're telling them to fuck because they work at McDonald's, so don't worry about it. Have a baby, and then 3 months later, break up. Now we have a kid with like a mom who becomes a criminal who now robs you because you said that people should have fucking unprotected sex because they work at McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's absolutely, I won this one. My concluding statement is JF has not provided sufficient evidence that having sex or masturbating to porn for non-procreation purposes he has not proved that it has negative effects. I messed up that whole sentence, but you know what I'm saying. He has not explain that because we're living in the real world. In the perfect world, everyone will be fucking having babies and we all be running on rainbows and sunshine. But unfortunately, we live in a world that has fucking psychopath bitches who will get men impregnated so they could fucking divorce them and take welfare, right? Or women who cheat on men to get a divorce and keeps half the man's all their things that they worked for their whole life. We're living in a deceptive world. And then other way around, we have men who beat women, men who cheat on their women, men who are deceptive to their women. We're not in a perfect world. Therefore, we need to make 100% sure that we stay protected and we jerk off to all the porn in the world before we have a kid until we're 100% sure we can provide the best experience for this child, because I don't want to be in traffic because of a bunch of under 110 IQ retards blocking my fucking road going to their shitty ass job. I'm just talking about that last sentence, but you know what I mean. You're at the mall and you're like, I want to buy a game here. And there's a kid in front of you who's like, oh, I don't know what I want. If their parents were on birth control, I would be already in the part of the line I want to be.
All right. So for my concluding statement, I would like to address the audience. I will not address directly Andy because it's the end of the debate. What we clearly have here is Andy Warski explaining to us the guy that we need to consider factors before we get a baby. Andy is scared about the various circumstances that could lead to your baby, your reproduction, to be negative. He wants you to think about it before putting your penis in the vagina.
Yes.
I think we all know where it comes from. I think we all know the interest at play here.
What?
I think we understand the political interest and the racial interest of Andy Warski.
Racial interest. What's going on?
Oh,
Hey,
and
hey,
so
hey,
what I
hey,
recommend,
man,
what I recommend to people is when you have someone of another race like Andy telling you don't make babies of your race, just tell him shut the fuck up and tell them fuck off.
Okay, look, we have a fucking
Holy fuck.
guy,
That was hilarious.
Mighty Whitey in the chat. Andy, you strike me as a selfish human being. Selfish human being. Maybe when I have a fucking kid, I want to be able to buy him whatever he wants and do everything for this kid and not be concentrated on working and making money. Currently, I am saving and making money to have a place to marry my girlfriend eventually, to fuck her with no protection, to have kids so then they have the best lives. You know what would be selfish? If I just wanted to and my girlfriend and have a kid and it's got a shitty ass life. That would be selfish. You're selfish if you would fuck a chick. You're saying it's not selfish then to just fuck a chick and walk away. Oh, I made a baby. That was the whole point. I'm not being selfish. Or maybe I want this kid to be female or male, to be the king of the fucking world and have absolutely everything. Because I was born where, I didn't have, our family didn't have much money that I was able to get everything I wanted. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
okay,
Do you guys mind if I do a post-debate review quickly?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think
Wait. By the way,
Andy started.
I did not appreciate you putting all those echoes in there. By the way, go ahead.
I think Andy started off really great, really solid, and I'm not sure if he did this unconsciously, but he actually Jeff did address your points, except for one. He did deny your statement that he believes that there may be negative repercussions to masturbation, to porn, in the sense that in relation to reproductive rates, for example, because you just kind of started off by saying that the way I understood is it's your opinion that you're deceiving yourself. But I'm not sure. I don't think you presented any data that would support that claim. I would have to review any data that you might have afterwards. And Andy's first statement after that was that it's a fantasy. So he did address that part. But then the second part, and this is the missed opportunity that Andy made, but he kind of in his ramblings near the end there, he did kind of point to it. It's the moral tie that he tried to pull on you. Well, I think he tried it, but it didn't quite work out because he got too heated. I think Andy, that you need to calm down a bit and don't.
I'm a performer. Okay, I get heated. I let it go. I could have talked like this and
but the way you did it made you
go.
Yeah, but it weakened your position, and in this case, considering that this is like an MMA fight, I think
it made the audience go LMAO, and he's going crazy. This is hilarious. We're still live on the show right now. See, look, and JF had to close his camera. That's how embarrassed he is. Go ahead.
Yes, but then so it was entertaining, I'm sure, for the audience to see us spurg out, but then it didn't help your case, and it kind of obscured the moral tie that you were trying to pull on JF, saying that people should be able to choose these things, and not everybody's like you, JF, and they don't want all this. So many children.
Would you bang a chick without a condom right now? Or her?
Well, that's the only thing I do. Sorry?
No, hang on. No, for real. Do you have a girlfriend?
Yes.
And you bang her without protection, her on a pill, or you having a condom, or you pulling out?
Yeah, I pull out.
Fuck you! I win.
Wait, no, but this debate had nothing to do with me. What are you talking about?
My point is that you don't want to impregnate your girlfriend every time you just want to have a quick, right?
Well, but that's not what Jeff was saying. Jeff was saying that this is the kind of stuff that people have been telling, others in the media, and maybe that kind of reasoning is not correct. maybe that's kind of what's blocking, that's
Yeah, do
cock
you watch
blocking the
porn?
West right now with its reproductive rates.
I won the debate, by the way, while you're
Sometimes.
on JF. I asked him a question that changed the whole game. But but
I wasn't the one that you're debating against, so relax.
okay.
I'm just doing the post review stuff,
Fair enough,
trying to
but
give you
you
tips
did
on
shed
how to
light
win
on my
debates.
win there, so fair enough. That was a fun debate. No.
Maybe I'm just the perfect example of how people like you have invaded other people's brains,
Hey, look, maybe
and maybe we need
maybe
to.
I've been selling myself short. I don't know. Jeff, how do you think I did?
Maybe.
Like, aside from you thinking that you won.
Honestly, I think you did well on many dimensions. I think that you overpowered me with dynamism. You were really feeling it, and I think you won a part of the audience with the emotion. That was good. I think that you, however, deflected the main point of deception, because Vlad says I didn't bring facts to demonstrate that it's deception. The problem is deception is a construct. It's a moral construct about there is a true function for our organs and we are doing something else than the true function. So it doesn't require data. It's a view of the world. And you didn't address that view of the world, and it could have been easy. You could have done everything you've done there,
Fair enough.
but maybe add a little sentence like the out of my argument would have been to say that deception is not always bad. Sometimes fantasy and planning
said that.
ahead.
With the ice cream thing. That was the ice cream thing. Like, you're deceiving your stomach and your body by saying, "Oh, it's food. Food should be nutritious." You said it was sugar and stuff, but I'm talking about like a very high amount of sugar. It's very.
But what
bad
you
for
should have had used as an example is an example where there's literally nothing in your stomach. So you could have said, for example,
like drinking a
that
ton of water.
dreaming, planning stuff on the bed while you think about fantasies, while you have dreams, you want to accomplish a goal. All of this is deception too, because it's a story you tell in your head, yet it's essential to survival. And so you would have totally blown off my deception argument, and then you would have won the crowd with the emotion, which you've already won 50% of the crowd. There was 50% for you, 50% for me. But then your emotional overpowering, because it does not need a rational address, I finished with the echoes to win back a part of the crowd. And so I showed that I could be as humorous and as entertaining as you by being, while not screaming at the mic and not being as energetic as you. I passed my energy into echoes.
I challenge Sargon to a debate. I know.
And he is now a genius.
I would be. Here's the thing: is I always sell myself short. Oh, I'll be moderator. There's things that I can go. You're a fuck. No, I challenge Sargon to a debate, and I have the IQ to back it up. I'm smarter than Sargon, in my opinion. I think I could destroy all of his arguments from hearing him versus Richard Spencer. You know how many times I want to walk in and go, "No, you're wrong about this." So much debates and it gets all emotional. I challenge Sargon of Akkad to a one-on-one debate, fucking with a moderator. That's fine. It could be.
Wait, is it gonna be about the ethno-state? You're gonna defend
anything.
the ethno-state?
His fucking liberalist, what he's doing, all that stuff. I know how to fucking break it apart point by point to show that what he's doing has no real world effects.
But have you read Loki?
He's simply gaining an audience on YouTube for income purposes, which is no problem. There's no problem with that, of course. But when you act like we're changing the world, we have a 20-year secret plan, I could dissect it in a way which makes it look like he's just a YouTuber on a fucking comedy tour.
You're gonna do the Metaker argument against Sargon.
Mm-hmm. I'm serious.
Beautiful. This would be beautiful.
Yeah, all right, Andy, Vlad. Have you read Loki?
I've read Locke though.